Many times clients ask us what comprises of a credit report or how does a credit report impact my credit score. There are three major credit reporting agencies: Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion. What's important to note is that each one of those credit reporting agencies is independent of each other. Each one has different criteria, and what I mean by different criteria is that each one may have a different criteria of what can be on your credit report or what proof needs to be presented so that that creditor can report on your credit report. Each bureau comes up with a score, and each score is categorized and arrived at differently. The three scores that you get from each bureau will determine, in many cases, whether you were approved or disapproved for a loan. Okay, what are the credit scores? Most lenders would like to see, and many times it depends on the type of lending that you're looking for. If you're looking for a car loan, a lender's going to want to see at a bare minimum a 600 to 650 credit score. Anything above 650, 675, 680 will get you a mid-range credit score, a mid-range interest rate, and anything above 700 typically gets you the better rates. If you are looking for a credit card, they're a little bit more lenient in how they process or how they look at your credit report, but a credit card is typically looking for anywhere between a 600 and a 650, and depending on your credit score will depend on the type of card that you are eligible for. In some cases, you may not be eligible for an American Express unless you have a 700 credit score, but you may be able to get a Capital One card with a 620 credit score. When looking for a mortgage, the guidelines change from month to month. It all depends on the different programs that exist and what types of programs are out there at the time that you're looking for a mortgage. As a general rule of thumb, you are really looking to have anywhere between a 620 to 650 to start. That gets you into some programs, but for you to qualify for most programs, you really need to be between a 675 and a 700 credit score. Anything above that will typically get you the better rates. A mortgage is also different in a couple of different aspects. They not only look at each individual credit score, they look for what's called a mid-score. They will take the higher of the three scores and throw it out. They will take the lower of the three scores and throw it out. And whatever the score is in the middle, that is what is considered your mid-score. And that is a score that they're going to use to determine your qualifications for a mortgage. Many times clients will ask why something is reporting on one bureau and not the other. There is one simple reason for that. Each bureau has different criteria, and not every company has to report to each bureau. So Capital One, as an example, may report only to Experian or only to TransUnion and not to Equifax. And because each company is individual and independent of each other, they only report on the information that is being provided to them. In turn, with credit restoration, at times we are able to remove certain things from a credit file and not from all three bureaus. The main reason for that is that, again, each bureau is independent of each other. So the criteria for one bureau may not be the same criteria for another. So what TransUnion is looking for from a creditor to put something on your credit may not be what Experian is looking for, and vice versa. So in some cases, we're able to verify certain information and not others, and at that point, we can get certain things removed off of one report and not the other. In time, we are typically successful at removing from all bureaus.